Hello there, we're in Omagh for the start of the Ulster Football Championship. Club competitions going into the provinces all over the country now. We're really looking forward to the action, but we're joined tonight by two great players in the modern era, Ryan McHugh and Niall Morgan. You're both very welcome, two-time All-Stars each, and Niall, very much congratulations to yourself on the winner Friday night.
Thank you.
Well done. Ryan, I suppose the gas thing is Niall was the only player on that team who'd won an All-Star before. It's mad, I haven't seen a stat like that previously. Have you? 14 players winning their first?
Yeah, it's a great achievement for everyone. You know, we were up in Dublin this night, and we had a great night and mingling and stuff. The All-Stars are a great night, so it is, you know, and to get up and meet all the lads is phenomenal. But to be fair to Niall, he's a top class keeper, so he definitely deserves it too. Yeah,
you missed the occasion, Niall. You're on holidays or whatever. For a player, a part of a team, or individual awards, where do they rank in your career, shall we say, in your thinking? Because it's a team game first, obviously, but
I suppose it's like we had a really disappointing last 3 years, but it is nice to get some individual recognition whenever you are playing well. I know it's I was saying around beforehand, mine has probably caused the biggest debate out of everybody's, but it's an opinion based thing, and it's completely individualised, and it takes away from all the team aspect, but they're great to get, and it is nice to get that individual recognition.
Last time I was speaking to you both guys was Croke Park 2 weeks ago. Ryan, you were on duty for the FRC trials, and I spoke to you afterwards. Since then, a couple of tweaks. The 4 point for a goal proposal is gone. The 2 points for a 45 is gone, and so on. Can I just get maybe your thoughts on the state of play now, maybe 2 weeks on, having seen the games? What do you think?
Yeah, I like them. I do like the rules. I think they will improve the game and help the game. The only one thing, and the man beside me mightn't agree with me or mightn't like it, but I do think the keeper being allowed to come up and create the extra man is still going to make it that wee bit more possession based. So it is, So I like the rest of them. The 3 up, I think, is a great rule. It stretches the game out, it encourages more kicking, so it does. The rest of them, I do like them. I think it's going to improve them. I don't think we're really going to understand how well they're going to work until we get into the National League, but I like them.
A competitive environment, because when I spoke to you, Niall, let's be honest about it, it was entertaining. It was dramatic as well, but it wasn't. It was a kind of a pre-season game, if you want. What Ryan is talking about the keeper coming into the opposition half, to me that adds to the intrigue and fascination. I can see your point, Ryan. Where do you stand on it?
Well, I suppose I was very upfront in saying that the games were very much they didn't have the jeopardy of a league game or a championship game. Yeah. I did try to stretch the rules, I suppose, to see what it was going to be like. I can't see me covering the same amount of distance whenever it comes to league, and you've something really riding on it. And I think beforehand I get sort of drawn into you have 3 men covering you, but whenever you lose the ball and you realise what the team also have 3 men standing waiting to get it as well,
and the space there,
and the space is there. So I think
just the only problem I have with it is that if you're 2 or 3 points, one in the game by 2 or 3 points, the keeper comes up at the end of the game, it's going to be a keep ball game.
Yeah,
that's the only problem I have with it.
Yeah, I think that's the only time I can see the keeper really getting involved is whenever the other team bank back and sort of cover that 2 point arc, where the other team, where likes of ourselves are going to have to say, right, we need to bring Niall up to be that extra man. And I don't think I'm glad that they did take it away from being the back pass game that it was, because even for me that was becoming boring. I was getting 35-40 touches a game, and without actually doing much on it.
I was going to say to you, without being disrespectful, some of them were meaningless, really.
Yeah, 100%. Well, the footage that Jim Gavin used in the clip, boys are actually passing the ball to me just for the sake of passing. There's the one with Matty, me, Paddy Hampsey, and the 3 of us are basically walking, and they keep passing it back to me, and I'm sort of going, go ahead yourselves, sort of thing. So
the only problem with it I have, and Tyrone are lucky that a keeper like Niall can come up and play. I think teams could put outfield players in goals, because the kick out's not as important, because it's not short anymore. You kick it long and you get to come up the pitch unmarked. A good out for outside the arc, then he's marked, he's free. As I said, Tyrone are lucky, Niall's fit to do that role, but the club keeper, you'd be putting an outfield player in goals.
The 2 points you make, can coaches come up with strategies to thwart them?
Time will tell. Yeah, they probably will. Again, I do think it deserves the chance in the league, and obviously, hopefully, they're going to get the chance in the league to see what they're really, really like. It'll be interesting to see how managers go about it. Yeah, we've some great tacticians in the GA at the minute, so it will be very interesting to see how they go about implementing them.
I think just going to Ryan's point there about the kick out not being as important, because I think that's why they need to allow it to go short again.
I would agree with that.
Because if it does become a case of just kicking the ball beyond that 40-metre arc, it is going to become, they're going to
You
start
spoke
putting
about
players,
that on the night as well.
It is going to be players, right, who can kick the ball really far here, and we'll just, like the likes of Brian Kennedy and Conn Kilpatrick or Donegal, two twin towers in midfield as well. Like, teams are just going to say, you know what, let's just bomb it out to the midfield here and we'll see if we can get possession. So I think if they take that away, then it becomes more the possession. The keeper is going to become important in getting a short kick out away again, and teams are going to press because they can't give it back to the goalkeeper too.
To be fair though, are you both heartened by the fact that there's junctures along the journey where they can tweak and they can maybe assess and review and implement a new rule? Like, that's a positive, isn't it?
No, listen, and I know we're nitpicking and stuff. Overall,
you have to.
Overall, I like the rules, and I do, as I said, I do think they're going to help the game and improve the game, which is what we want to see. So I think to be fair to Jim Gavin's committee, they've done a great job, Zav, and not easy. I was chatting to the boys on it, up in Croke Park. The work and effort they put into it was phenomenal, and I think they've done a great job.
And the gas thing about it too, Niall, is while you might have a strength in your own particular department, like the likes of Donegal have 3-4 players off the top of my head with the two-point arc. They can, so every team has their own strengths. It'll be fascinating, I think, to see how the coaches adapt their strategies to the players on hand. Do you think it could be as niche as that? Every team looking at their own assets and going from there?
100%. That's the way it's going to become, and then it's up to ourselves to figure out, right, how can we stop Donegal from getting 2-point shooters in the ball on the edge of while not leaving the men inside free for goal opportunities. And I think that's kind of what I liked about the 4-point goal. The fact that now a 3-point goal mightn't be as drastic as like two pointers. So I suppose then teams might start pressing out because the 2 points are that much more important. Like, so
I'm sure you were talking to teammates and players at the weekend. What was the feedback in general? I mean, players be cautious enough, I'd say, about welcoming anything at this stage, but what was the initial feedback, Ryan? I
thought that everyone seemed to welcome them. I think they definitely were encouraged by it. My opinion, anyway. I think teams are going to listen. Every team, you're obviously going to look out for yourself, and what you think works better for you. But no, definitely, I'm looking forward to seeing how they work in the league.
Niall, I'll leave you on this one. The day after I spoke to you, the day after the provincial finals, I was back at a club game, and I almost found myself hankering for the drama and pace of the game the night before. If it does come in, I suppose S&C coaches are going to have to look at everything differently, aren't they? Like the sustained stamina running is going to be replaced by out and out speed. I suppose a lot of things have to be redrawn again.
100%. Like, even from my point of view on the Friday night, my running stats went massively through the roof. So even as a goalkeeper, like, if I am going to join the play, like,
you still have to do the runs and training.
So that's basically what I'm trying to say to you. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it just mightn't happen as often. It's all right in the pre-season, I might run the roads, but I'll not be looking to do all the training that the outfielders are doing. But definitely things are going to have to change, because even with only 12 people covering the defensive side of things, there's no more shuffling 10 yards. It's going to have to be a 25-metre sprint to get across to cover the other side of the arc. Teams will naturally bank back and try to be defensive. They're going to put maybe 12 people inside the arc, but it's still going to be a lot of twisting and turning, high intensity running. So,
Ryan, if we see Niall Morgan run around in the lycra gear around Eden Dark at Christmas time,
we know he's taking it seriously.
Ryan, Niall, thank you so much for your thoughts on this. End of the month, we'll know an awful lot more of Special Congress, so we'll watch with bated breath.